American Horror Story has been scaring the crap out of people for 3 seasons now, and as the 4th season slowly approaches, we thought it'd be fun to break down 9 little-known secrets about FX's creepy, award-winning show. We're talking everything from the cinematic magic that went into ripping off Adam Levine's arm to the history behind the famed murder house. So if you're not totally caught up yet on the show, which you totally should, BT dubs, there might be some spoilers ahead, just a fair warning. Our first horror-filled fact is all about the previously mentioned murder house from season 1. The creepy abode is actually a real house here in Los Angeles, nicknamed the Rosenheim Mansion. It's located at 1120 Westchester Place, if any of you locals or fanatics feel like tracking it down. The home was built back in 1908 by famed architect Alfred Rosenheim, and he actually called the place home. If only he knew what would happen a century later. Home sweet home. Speaking of the murder house, our number 2 fact has to do with another show that this house was featured on. If you're a hardcore Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan, like me, we're sure that you recognize the murder house as a frat house from the show's Halloween episode called Fear Itself. Does anyone else miss Buffy? Okay, let's move on so we don't get too sad right now. Our number 3 secret is a casting snafu involving Modern Family star Eric Stonestreet. As you may recall, Eric had a memorable character arc during the show's first season.
Here, Piggy, Pig.
Okay, sorry guys, we'll give you just a second to recover. You good? Okay. Anyways, Eric was also supposed to take part in the show's 2nd season, American Horror Story Asylum, playing a serial killer. However, for reasons unbeknownst to us, Eric's part from the show was cut. Bummer. Maybe we'll get to see him this season though. Ryan Murphy does love keeping people on his Rolodex. And speaking of people who were supposed to appear on the show's 2nd season, our 4th secret has to do with a Glee star's part from the show getting left on the cutting room floor. We bet you didn't know that Max Adler, who played closeted football player Dave Karofsky on Glee, was also cast in an asylum role, but his part was left out of the show entirely. Dude, what's going on with these roles on the chopping block? However, one role that was cut from the season 2 that we do know the backstory for is Chris Zylka, which leads us to our 5th thing you didn't know about AHS. Lucy Hale's former flame was cast in a 2-episode arc as a deaf-mute patient at Briarcliff, but his part was written off when Chris refused to shave his head for the role. Come on, man. When you get cast on American Horror Story, you just go with it. So let's go on to our 6th fun AHS fact. We bet you didn't know how they ripped off Adam Levine's arm. Yikes! Yes, there was some serious Hollywood magic that went into making that happen. We'll let Adam explain.
It was just like a prosthetic, like a strap, almost like having a backpack on. And it was just like a little shoulder nub. A shoulder nub.
A shoulder nub.
And then the arm was attached, and they ripped it off. They actually did rip it off.
Yeah.
Like
they ripped the whole prosthetic
somebody was in
off.
there, and they ripped it off, and then there was all this blood. And
yeah.
It was very cool.
It looks so real though, doesn't it? Snaps for the special effects editors. And speaking of special effects on the show's 2nd season, this transitions us to our 7th secret, and it's all about fan favorite character Pepper. Not only did it take actress Naomi Grossman 3 hours to get into her Pepper makeup, but the producers made Naomi wear a sheet over her head so people didn't know what she really looked like. Well, that came to bite them in the butt, as Pepper's transformation was so drastic that even the security guards on set didn't realize she was on the show and kicked her off the set. Again, can we get a hand for the makeup people on this show? They killed it. The 8th thing we bet you didn't know about American Horror Story has to do with James Cromwell's sinister Dr. Arthur Arden from the show's 2nd season. There were some flashbacks of the evil Nazi doctor, and you might have thought to yourself, dang, that really looks like a younger version of him. Well, it turns out they used James Cromwell's own son for the flashbacks, so we bet it's all making sense for you right now. According to Entertainment Weekly, James told Ryan Murphy, well, you have to f***ing cast my son, he looks just like me.
Gentle. I remember that there were 2 boys, twins, and when the gods herded the other children away, Grouper saved those twins.
Good.
And I can recall thinking that they were lucky.
Yep, carbon copy. And we definitely saved the best for last when it comes to our 9th American Horror Story secret, because this one has to do with Evan Peters' balls. Yep. When discussing the show's second season with Vulture, Evan shared this little anecdote about Jessica Lange and Sarah Paulson seeing his balls. That was literally the first day of shooting. It's embarrassing that I'm telling you this, but why not? I had to wear a cock sock, right? And since I was wearing a hospital gown, I thought, well, my front's not going to be showing. It's not a big deal. And when they bent me over, they could see my balls hanging down from the other side. The first day of shooting, and I flashed Jessica Lange and Sarah Paulson my balls. They didn't even say anything. Sarah just walked over after that take and kissed me on the cheek. I was like, why? What's happening? That's when I realized I was mortified. Seems like a good note to end things on, right guys? Which AHS secret shocked you the most? You can start that convo in the comment section below, and then you can click right here to learn 9 things you didn't know about another one of our favorite shows, Pretty Little Liars. Also make sure you hit that subscribe button for Clevver news so you can always keep up on the latest TV scoop. I'm your host, Misty Kingma. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time.